All right, so I'll get started. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming, Sandra. Thank you so much for having me here today. Now I see some familiar faces. So for those of you who have seen my parties before, I've got something a little exciting today. I'm actually going to do what we call a Safe Haven 5 party, and I am going to talk about our products in 40 minutes, okay? And then at the end, I'm going to hand out the catalogues, and we're going to go through the catalogues and do a little bit of shopping and ask some questions, and I've got some other stuff here as well, so then we can just, have a little bit of play around with the products. Sound good? Okay, now, for those of you that know Norwex, if you've got any questions or if you've got any tips, honestly, please just shout out, because even though I've been doing this 8.5 years, you may still have a tip that I never would have thought of, and I still love to learn as well, okay? All right, so the first product we're going to get started with, I love to start with the laundry powder, okay? So one thing for me is that I always say to people when they say, oh, great, can I have a Norwex catalogue? I'll be like, have you seen it before? No, I haven't, but I'd like a read through. The reason I don't like giving people a catalogue who've never seen Norwex before, because if they open that page and see our laundry powder for $37.50 for a kilo, they're going to have a heart attack, they're going to close that book and they're never going to look at it again, right? So I'm here to tell you, yes, you are going to pay $37.50 for a kilo of our laundry powder. But did you know that with my family of 5, I get 4 months out of this 1 kilo of laundry powder? Okay, 4 months, all right? So it does actually work out cheaper than your leading brands of laundry powder in the supermarket. And our laundry powder is safe for you. It's safe for the environment, it's greywater safe, it has none of the nasties in it, so no chemical fillers. Do you guys know what fillers are? It's chemical junk, okay? And in Australia, legally, we're allowed to put 30% fillers in our laundry powders, which can include, are you ready for this? Shredded up cardboard and sawdust. Okay, seriously? Yes, absolutely. So that is what's clogging up the pipes of your washing machine, clogging up the motor of your washing machine, and worst thing of all, it actually leaves behind a chemical residue on your clothing, okay? So your skin is one big lump, right? So if you have chemical residue on your clothing, what do you think is happening? Your skin is literally breathing in all those chemicals from your clothing and taking them into your bloodstream. And I'd actually like to show you something. So as I said, I started Norwex 8.5 years ago, okay? So my son Byron, he was 3 months old when I first started. So he hasn't been exposed to cleaning chemicals since he's 3 months old. So whenever we get hand-me-down clothing from people, I always make sure I wash it first, because I need to make sure I'm getting rid of that chemical residue before my kids put the clothing on. Anyway, one day my cheeky little son saw a shirt he loved and he put it on, and I didn't have a chance to wash it. Then he comes to me and goes, Mum, my back's really itchy. So I was just like, mate, you've got to wait for me to wash that before you can wear it. So my back's really itchy. I'm like, we've probably been bitten by a mozzie. I lifted up his shirt, and that's what happened to the back. That's the reaction that my son had, okay? See that on the camera? That's the reaction that my son had, because his gorgeous little body is so used to not being exposed to cleaning chemicals that when it was, that's what's happened. Now, I don't want to say that I'm a sadist or anything, but I'm kind of glad that happened to him, because now he can see Mum's not just, making these things up. It actually does happen. So that day is when my son became a real advocate for Norwex, okay? So I just want to show you here. Here we have our Norwex laundry powder, and in here we have, look at that. Can everyone see that? What's this? Cold power?
Fab, I think.
Look at that. Can you see that? Ew, it looks like snot sitting off the sofa. It looks terrible. Looking at it like that, would you want to clean your clothes with that? That's disgusting. And that is all the junk that gets left behind on your clothing, okay? You can try that at home with whatever powder you have at home as well, all right? And I actually had a customer, true story, only on Saturday afternoon tell me that she uses half a teaspoon of laundry powder in her front loader. So she's given me a challenge to use less. I'm going to take her up on it, okay? All right, now, let's get into the 2 cloths that first got me addicted to Norwex. So I went along, and I'm going to tell you, I got dragged along to my first stupid cleaning party, is what I called it. I kid you not. Is this what my life has come to? Now that I'm married and I have children, are you serious? I've got to go to stupid cleaning parties? Seriously, that's exactly what I said. I'm so glad I went to that stupid cleaning party because I signed up on the spot and haven't looked back, okay? So we're going to start with the Enviro cloth and the window cloth. Has anyone used these before?
Yep.
Yeah? What are you using for, Kel?
Mostly doing like walls and things like that.
Yep.
So on the walls around light switches and the mirrors and
Fantastic. Windows? Do windows with them as well?
every 6 months, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That's not being a lazy housekeeper. You actually, with Norwex, you can cut your cleaning time by 75%, okay? You really don't have to clean that often. So I like to call this like the husband and wife team, okay? This is the wife. She goes in, she does all the hard work, she cleans the surface, gets rid of all the muck and the fingerprints and the butter and whatever's on there. Hubby comes in, wipes over, makes it look beautifully streak-free and takes all the credit. Kind of like when you do barbecue, right? Hubby cooks it, turns the meat, you take the meat out, you prepare the salad, you set the table. You get all the dishes, you sit down and you eat dinner and go, so did you enjoy your night off? Yeah, I'm just going to clean up all these dishes now, okay? So our Enviro cloth is $28.50 and our window cloth is $31, or you can actually get them cheaper by buying them in one of our kits, which I'm going to show you at the end, okay? Because we all like saving money, all right? Or you can call them, and this is the corniest thing I've ever heard, but it works and everyone loves it, Des and Troy. Because together they destroy. Okay. Is that the corniest thing you've ever heard? You know what? But I can guarantee, Kel, at the end of the party, you'll be saying, I need one of those Des and Troys. I can guarantee you will, okay? Alright, so then I would obviously do my demonstration of the window cloth. I like to get the butter and I like to get someone to come up and help me with the paper towel. You're setting them up for failure, really, with the paper towel, okay? But it's proving your point. Alright, who loves dusting at home?
I do.
I do now, yes. I didn't used to. I suffer from hay fever, so I used to hate dusting. I used to especially hate doing my fans above in my bedroom. I'd put a big sheet down, you know, because you're cleaning the fans and there was never anything that you could dust with that would hold all the dust, so it'd all fall down, and then you grab a sheet, take it outside, shake it off, and then Lisa is sneezing and my eyes are watering. So this beautiful dusting mitt has saved me from my hay fever. Okay, because it's got the static charge in there, you go along and you can wipe a surface and the dust literally sticks in the dusting mitt. Fantastic for doing your fans, for doing your blinds as well. I absolutely love this, and I love that my kids can go around and use this as well. We also have a kids dusting mitt, which is a little bit smaller, but my 10-year-old, almost 10-year-old and 8-year-old, they love using this as well. It's so quick and easy, really. Here, I hand it around, have a feel. If you find anywhere dusty, please, let me know and you can go around.
Do you have to wash it after you use it each time, Lisa?
It just depends on how dirty it gets. So if you've been dusted for like 2 months and the mitt is really filthy, then yeah. But honestly, great thing with our products, Deb, is that it's just really up to you, self-judgment. You'll have a look at it and go, oh, I think that's time for a wash. Throw it in the wash.
How do you get all the dust off it?
Okay, so you can use your hand, but if you want to make it an easier job, you need to use our Norwex rubber brush. Okay, our rubber brush is also great as a lint brush and a pet brush as well. Okay, there's this other consultant in our team, Helen Burke, and I know she loves the rubber brush. Okay. Check out the video.
I also love hanging this on a pole or on something and thinking that's my other half. It's really good. It's really
Love it. Well, that might work for my ex-husband. Oh, you're right. I feel better. Okay, now I'm going to talk about one of my top 5 products, the cleaning paste. Hands up, who has the cleaning paste? Great. The cleaning paste is one of those products in our catalogue that has saved my butt more times than I'd like to admit, okay? It's muscle in a jar, it's elbow grease in a jar. So it's environmentally friendly, acid-free, poison-free, has 4 main active ingredients: marble flour, chalk, traces of coconut oil and natural soap, okay?
My hubby is a chemist by trade, and he basically said everything in that you can ingest without oil.
That's fantastic, and I'm going to use that at my next party. Thank you so much for that tip. Okay, so as you can see, it's a hard paste, but when you're using an Enviro cloth or a wet cloth, it actually wettens the paste as you're using it. So now, stepping out of character, what I actually do at my demos is I will take a little whiteboard with me, or you can take a tile like Rian did at Leaders, and use a permanent marker. And then what I will do is use my wet EnviroCloth to try and rub it off first, because you want to show that it's not working with just the EnviroCloth. So then I will use the wet EnviroCloth with a little bit of clean paste to take off that permanent marker. You can also use this to whiten your grout as well. Did you know that?
Yes.
Put it on your grout, leave it for an hour. You can leave there all day, to be honest. Wash it off at the end of the day or an hour later, and it'll whiten your grout. Who has Converse, or whose kids have kids? Yeah. And you throw them in the wash, and the material's beautiful, and then the rubber still is all dirty. Yep. Use this on the rubber parts of your shoes as well. Clean the outside of your kettle, the outside of your toaster. Now, I am going to give you one word warning. This works so amazingly well that it is going to take off protective coatings, okay? So if you have a brand new fridge or a brand new oven, I would not use it on the outside, because it is going to remove that coating. If you're not sure if the coating's still there, because it does, go away over time, just try a little inconspicuous spot first. So if Sandra's like, oh, can I use it on this table? I would be like, let's just try under here first, just to make sure. Now, depending on how heavy-handed you are, this is going to last you anywhere from 2 to 3 years. Okay, so when you think it's $39.50 on its own, but it's going to last you 2 to 3 years, or again, you can get this cheaper by buying one of our kits, which we're going to look at a bit later.
Lisa, I actually have a new fridge, so if I can't use the cleaning paste, what would I use instead?
Okay, that's a great question. If you have the EnviroCloth and window cloth, you can use that, or we have a brand new product we've just released called our stainless steel cloth as well. Okay,
So
I do have, exactly, you can use them again. I do have that stainless steel cloth up here.